So a transformation here, but your transformation's on a much lower cooldown. Your power spikes in Muerta are maybe a little bit more topsy-turvy for sure. Like, you need something like your Maelstrom, Mask of Madness, but once you kind of hit that point where the initial farm's flowing, you scale pretty damn well. So this should be a pretty fun match. I would lean towards Shopify Rebellion just a bit, but I can see 9 Pandas popping off really hard if Kiyotaka and if Miero have a really good time here with her axe and Dazzle.
Cheeky smiley face there from Arteezy. A lot of tips being handed the way of the Muerta. Smile returned by Ramses. Everyone's smiling apparently. We've got cameras on you boys. We know if you're actually smiling. Yeah. We've heard that one before, Arteezy. Thank you for that.
Well, we can see. Yeah, Crit's not smiling.
I
poke Sam after game. Poke Sam. Good old Boba.
Oh, Boba.
I do it.
Goodness.
Oh, goodness.
I'm not even going to comment on these boys. Goodness me. Anyway, moving on. Game number 2. Shopify Rebellion and 9 Pandas. Crit will scout out the Observe Ward on the high ground of the Dire. In the mid lane, of course. Like every good position 1, Arteezy starts the game with literally no regen. Very good to see.
Yes. No, that's actually the standard. We've gone through this so many times when we see the Muerta safe. This is the standard Muerta start.
Can I not meme, Jonathan? Can I not make a joke, Jonathan?
No, this is efficiency, Mike. You may not like it, but this is an efficient start. All the stats.
Is it, John? Well,
yes,
where's his tangos, John? Can he order some tangos?
Well, he can have it delivered. He can go through Food Panda or Grab or whatever the heck. His courier service is there. He's fine.
Fly's ordered a salve. Fly literally delivering a salve as we speak, Jonathan.
I mean, he's ready.
You see what I mean? These damn POS 1 players, they can't buy their own damn region. It makes me sick.
Yeah, but it's a Muerta. You know, she's going to need to right-click her creeps down. So taking a look at the top lane where we don't have a Muerta. You've got Ramses on the Terrorblade, Solo on the Undying, up against this atrociously annoying lane of Dawnbreaker Tusk. Mind you, the initial levels aren't that smooth here for Saberlight and for Crit. They are going to have to pull. They are playing into Undying. It is double melee strength into Undying. So Solo should be fairly happy in this lane. You will just let the creeps meet, but good efficiency from Crit to block the camp anyway. So you cut off any way of trying to balance out this lane. But I think that the Pandas are showing a good understanding in this lane. You know, they know to just pull back, respect that aggression, respect the tag team combo.
Oh,
and what the hell is Kiyotaka doing? What?
Yeah, we did not see that. Abed ends up going down as Kiyotaka secures the kill with just Poison Touch, I believe it was. I don't believe he had the level 2 yet. So there you go. Abed just getting slowed up a bit too much, I think, by the Poison Touch and just goes down. Here we go.
Yeah.
Replay. Yeah, I believe it was literally just Poison Touch. There you go.
He dived. He dived so far. Like, that's such a good read from Kiyotaka. And that is the one thing with Dazzle in this matchup. If you can gap close and just play with Poison Touch, of course, that's one of the more annoying things to ever deal with in a lane. And that is something Abed will have to respect.
He's still chasing. Yeah. Oh my goodness, it's actually so infuriating. Like, Abed's stuck by the T1, he can't do anything. Oh, yeah, you have to remember, what is this?
Dazzle is universal as well, so he has like 66 damage with 4 branches up. So you will win those right-click trades.
Top lane, Crit does die to Ramses, but Saberlight denies himself to the neutral camp. So at least you deny some value from 9 Pandas, but 9 Pandas still very happy in the safe lane. It's completely destroying them so far. I suppose Solo, with the Undying pick, I mean, it's working out.
Yeah. Again, it's a lot of value. It's a really good read when you see that Dawnbreaker come out. Just force out the Tusk and just ensure that the aggression never comes out. Ramses is balancing this lane well. You know, just farming up, coming in with the Reflection when it can get aggressive, but before that, just playing it safe.
Nice dead shot. Does catch the axe, so Miero could not hold down Arteezy too long. Miero still chasing. In fact, he does have another Battle Hunger now. Fly is going to be the target, and it seems as though Fly probably has very little chance of escape. He does go down to Miero. At least you do get Arteezy out of there. But the lane does not seem as simple as it once may have been here for Shopify Rebellion.
No, certainly not. You're still getting some decent farm coming out for Artur, so it's not the worst thing in the world, but the axe is starting to get some initial farm up. It's not being held back. The camp is blocked off, so you don't have easy access here to just kind of build up for Miero, but you've got the Venge. If Antares can start leaving that lane by, say, level 4 to 5, you can just stack up, and you're going to be a very happy man for Miero once more, as he tends to do. You know, he enjoys taking these stacks for his team, trying to build momentum off of that. I think the big concern for Shopify Rebellion is this mid lane pacing is not good news for Abed. Like, we talked about what you can do on the Dazzle. Right now, Kiyotaka is just queuing up the power treads, but if he does see the opportunity for the Midas, again, with how bad Juju works, you camp in the jungle, you just keep Midasing up. You come out with like way more gold than you're supposed to, and things can get really silly with this kind of hero, with that kind of farm, and EXP advantage. Like, it's not to be discounted here.
No, certainly not. For runes, Abed going to be very cautious because Kiyotaka's there with the poison touch and does land it, so Abed, I mean, he's going to be forced to just TP away. Can't risk it, but he'll go for the other water rune. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Arteezy was being dived, but he's going to be just fine. He just denies it off. There you go. Top lane in the meantime. Ramses goes down, so action all across the map. Arvid still being chased by Kiyotaka, who just won't give up. Look at this. He has another poison touch, but he just loses sight of Arvid. He'll take the Watcher instead. I'm getting some. Top lane, Solo's in trouble. Yeah. Sorry, John. Constant action apparently, as Solo's going to go down. Saberlight will survive thanks to the aggro of Crit, but now the reflection comes in. It won't matter though. The reflection's not going to prove to be enough. Saberlight will be okay.
You can still find those openings, right? The timing's still there for the side of Shopify Rebellion. They do need a little bit of a reset to try to play aggressive again. Down bot, going pretty deep here, 9 Pandas.
Calling is down, but Fly is still in danger as Crit does deny himself in the meantime onto the neutral camps, I believe. No, the T2 tower. The Miero has been very, very active with Antares, just so aggressive down at this bottom lane. In comes Solo now as well, just to make matters worse for Shopify down at the safe lane. Mind you, you have no points in the tombstone, but I don't think he really needs it. He's just going to be an extra body to throw out. Crit does rotate. Snowball back towards Miero. Do they have the damage? Call is out. Crit, he's going to keep trying, but Miero gets the one charges off, but now the ink swell. It is going to prove to be enough as Fly takes the kill, and Solo, he is not looking good either. Crit will just continue going. Arteezy right behind them. So they will sacrifice 2 or 9 Pandas for absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I mean, the side lanes aren't going the smoothest for the Pandas. They're finding that punishment down bot here for Shopify Rebellion, just the clump up. You know, you've got Tusk, you've got the Winch Sword. Can you really devastating?
Kiyotaka, Crit, can you really set up? He's quite low HP, but he has a snowball. Kiyotaka, not the tankiest of boys, and he is down. Crit, making a classic Crit play. Just so much activity from the Tusk already, and it's a very worthwhile one at that, because Kiyotaka, he was getting a bit too much in that mid lane.
He certainly was. That's a very important kill for them to find, as they do manage to go and punish Fly.
Arteezy, call does land from Miero. They don't have a follow-up magic missile. He has no mana for it. So Arteezy can rely on the dead shot in just a moment, and does do so, but Antares, he gets the final hit, helping Miero secure. They will lose the Venge? No. 7 HP he'll survive on. I mean, without that right click, I think they wouldn't have got the kill.
Yeah. They definitely just needed that little bit of extra damage, diving fairly deep in the tower. Good read from Artur to just get some hits off to try to find some punishment. But a lot of back and forth. This is a much more active early game from both sides, 6-6. 1k up for the Pandas. You are getting a lot more room out for Ramses in comparison to Arteezy down bot. This Terrorblade is pretty safe. Outside of that one death up top, he has gotten a lot of room. They've forced this aggression down bot. They've not been able to build as many stacks, or any stacks at all here on the side of the Pandas. So there's not much flash farm potential coming out here for Miero. But he does have his Vanguard up. Just sit in that jungle and soak up.
Saberlight, has he gone too far this time? I think he may have. They've already dropped the tombstone. Saberlight, they're going to try for the TP out, and he does make it. Very, very confident TP away, but it does pay off. They had no way to stop it. Meanwhile, mid.
Oh, God.
Here we go again. Kiyotaka will be targeted. Abed, he should have the follow-up damage. Kiyotaka with no Shallow Grave cannot survive. No value points in Shallow Grave yet, which is pretty standard for the core Dazzle, but it is being punished heavily by Shopify.
And it is. They know that the Dazzle outside of the initial levels will kind of sit back and farm, kind of goes greedy without going for Shallow Grave. And this is where Kiyotaka's just trying to farm into the Ag. So he wants that reverse Shadow Wave. He wants to be aggressive with it with a lower cooldown and try to nuke down the heroes. See if he gets a decent timing, but he doesn't have any farm accelerants right now. Shopify keeping that aggression up. Smoke on the hunt here.
Absolutely. Ramses. Get jump. This is a big one. And with the Tusk and Dawnbreaker combination, there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing. Just gets annihilated here by the tag team and the Starbreaker.
You don't have your Sunder up. You were forced to use it earlier on. Level 1 Sunder cooldown is massive. So you know you've always got this window to play aggressive for Shopify Rebellion. They're looking at Nero.
Oh, Crit's just so active. Crit is just too active, man. You can't give this guy Tusk. This is what he does to you. You think he's across the map? No, he's TPing back down to the bottom tier 1 tower to get another kill for his team.
Yeah. And in this case, he just takes the gate, you know, for a little bit of freebie, pockets the TP, takes the gate again. He's checking up top. This is something that Crit's been really on point from the Tusk games that we've seen coming out from him. And the Pandas, it doesn't feel like they've got too much room to breed. You know, they're giving Ramsey some room to farm, but this is where the draft can really slow down. Like with this build-up that you're looking for on Kiyotaka, with him going for the Ags, no fast Midas, so no shenanigans in the jungle, just trying to build up. You've got an Axe that still needs the blink, and probably a lot more on top of that to really start to have that impact you'd want to see in the game. Whereas Shopify Rebellion, they've got supports that are active. And you know, the side of 9 Pants, it doesn't feel like you have any good spot to go into, at least until the blink of Miero. Maybe at that point you can start to play off the back of that initiation. Before that point, you're just stuck farming. So it's Shopify Rebellion that's just constantly looking for these pickoffs and looking to force a response out from Pandas, and they've been fairly successful at it. They've got good forward wards, giving vision onto these farming areas. They've got a bit of a recovery period for Abed, considering how his mid lane went. And it's paying off. I think if you're Pandas, you need to hit these timings really fast. Like, Kiyotaka's Ags and the blink of Miero has to be on point here.
Top lane again. Ramses. It's that combo, man. A crit, he lands a snowball, he finds the TP, and that's it. And look at this, TP back down to the bot lane. Look how quick this guy is. He's looking for more already. He wants Miero, but Miero, he's farming Ancients instead. It's only the Venge around, but they may as well just take his life if he gets too close. And it seems like he probably has gotten too close. Snowball is there, Calling is out, and Antares is dead. This is how you play Pos 4, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you do it.
Yep. He's got the hero to enable that kind of aggressive style here for Crit. And just constantly checking all over the map. You've got a really fast Maelstrom timing here for Arteezy. So this Muerta's starting to hit really damn hard. And can start to clear out the jungle if they want to kind of slow down the pace a little bit more here. Although Saberlight is getting priority in the triangle. And the Pandas starting to lag a bit behind. You know, Ramsey's starting to fall a little bit behind. He does have the Midas to try to accelerate back in. Miero, Blink is only about 200 gold away. So there's some good news there, but they're losing map space. Bot objective down. Easier time to try to sneak in for the Wisdom Runes. Easier time to try to invade that triangle as well. And you can kind of relax on this Muerta. Again, you haven't been pressured in lane. That's one of the points where Muerta can feel a little bit shakier than most of the game. And you've got room to just farm for Arteezy, you've got room for Abed. Everyone has room to do what they want, and it's really Crit. Just connecting with anyone in the side lanes. And there's just nothing to stop him. No D-wards up top for this forward jungle area. At the very least, Ramses isn't camping there anymore, so at the least, it's not going to be him dying on paper.
Again, top lane. He's hanging around just waiting for somebody. Solar Guardian's up in 5. Solo might show himself in a moment. Nobody around to help out, and here we go. I think the jump might just be here in a moment, as poor old Solo might just have to cop it for the team, and there you go, Snowball out. No global, or rather Solar Guardian even necessary, and Kiyotaka is showing up to try and fight back, but it seems as though nothing's going to come out of it. TP away quickly from Saberlight. Crit is slowed by the Poison Touch, so this could be a bit of a problem, though he's trying to juke out very, very nicely. And now the Solar Guardians to come in and just get back into the fight as they swap out Kiyotaka, try to help him out, but here comes Arteezy! And look at the damage! My goodness! They all group up for the calling. Kiyotaka trying to run. Celestial Hammer will land perfectly, though, from Saberlight. And Nine Pandas, they are falling apart slowly but surely. This game is not looking too good.
No, it certainly isn't. 15-6 in the favor of Shopify Rebellion. They're finding everything they absolutely need. You can see again in that fight. I'm not sure why they're dragging in Kiyotaka for this, right? Like this Dazzle's not ready. And no Shallow Grave, no Ags, no Shard even. So you can't really do much. Like, he's having to stand in front. You've got the Blink ready in Miero, but he can't find the angle for the Blink call. Doesn't have the Blade Mail up yet. Like, a lot of things are still lacking for the Pandas. I think you just have to accept that you're going to be bleeding out. At the very least, bleed out your supports instead of the chorus.
Crit. Crit. Ramses again. It's going to land the snowball. He's got it. This time, they do not have the Dawnbreaker, but they don't need it because they've got Arbed. 3-2-12 is the scoreline. There's only one kill Crit has not been involved in so far. 15 out of the 16 kills he's been involved in at the moment. So, I mean, again, this task is very scary, John. Maybe they can kill him here. You've got to blink up on Miero. Surely you just take this guy. There you go. Nice call out. Where's the spins? Only spins. One spin, apparently. Okie dokie, as Crit is going to go for a run. Surely he cannot make it out of this. Miero's chasing him down. Crit gets called. There you go. He gets dunked on. He's down.
Yeah. At least you finally got your first dunk kill for Miero. So that's something to start going there. Build into that Blade Mail as well. But again, the farm game still has to continue here. 1,000 gold away for Kiyotaka to find the Ags. I guess this combination of Blink Axe Call with Reverse Shadow Wave is pretty big. I'm keen to see how much it does. I think Shopify Rebellion still has room to be aggressive. Look at these wards, man. Like, watching top, watching mid, watching bot as well. Like, they have a really good idea as to where 9 Pandas are playing. And that's just really enabling Crit to play in this way. He's going to have his Blink in 500. You've got Abed who can just join in as long as the creep wave is nearby when he's traveled up. And you've got Arteezy just farming up a storm. We are going to hit that critical mass for the Muerta rather soon. Level 2 Pierce the Veil is when that really starts to get pretty damn annoying with how long it lasts and how much damage is added. So things are just going to get a little bit rougher for the Pandas until they start finding this consistent, safe initiation for themselves here.
Yeah, this Muerta hero, it does... When you get the farm you require, it feels so ridiculous. It really does. And I don't know how 9 Pandas is going to deal with it. As this game goes on, that hero is going to get much, much scarier. He's not even going for the Mask of Madness. He's just going straight for the Mjolnir. Doesn't need the Mask of Madness. Go for the Mjolnir instead, and why the hell not? He can afford to, I guess. Miero, he's TPing into the triangle. Looks like they're looking at Crit down to the bottom lane. Pings were out, but Crit just leaves the area. The 9 Pandas remaining grouped up because they are not feeling very safe right now. Nor should they be. Because now you've got to blink up on the task. It's just coming out of the Kuri.
Kiyotaka.
Fly. They saw Kiyotaka. They'll go for the D wards on the high ground. Double sentries just in case. And you've got the Ags up on Kiyotaka. Whether that's going to make the difference, though, that's going to be the question.
I wonder how hard Kiyotaka goes into a right-click dazzle. So you get a call here.
They certainly do. Fly. Proving to be hard to kill once again. Solid Guardian going to fly through from Saberlight, looking for Miero, but does need to back off now as the Poison Touch does connect. They've got the Tombstone down as well. Looks like they're swapping Crit, but Crit's got a nice shard and a nice snowball, locking two of them in. Oh, they've put him in the blender. Solo's okay, but Miero's just melting to Arteezy's damage. Oh my goodness. Solo, run, sir. Get out of there.
Oh boy.
I mean, do I have to tell you how great Crit is again, John? I mean, my goodness.
No.
This guy's setting up everything.
That he is. They've bait them in. The call, not the big one you'd want here for the side of 9 Pandas. The response instantaneous from the side of Shopify Rebellion. They still had TP points on mid. Rather optimistic jump in. I think the Pandas were feeling confident with having this Ags up on Kiyotaka.
Oh, what a perfect shards, honestly. They thought they had him too. That's the worst part. And look at Arteezy's damage. It's just so stupid, this gunslinger plus his ulti. It's just too much damage.
I mean, it is. It's basically a free double damage when your gunslinger procs onto 1 hero. So it's really easy for the Muerta to just melt heroes down. Again, for the Pandas, they overcommit onto that single target call. Like, that's not even where their lineup shines. They need like a 3-man call with the Shadow Wave spam on top of it to really get the damage going, but they don't find it. That's an opening for the Roche here. Shopify Rebellion, give that secondary life to Arteezy. And for the Pandas, this is a rather strange draft in timing. I feel like the Axe and the Dazzle both kind of want to play a little bit faster while the Terrorblade sits back a little bit more. And again, we just haven't seen the impact of Kiyotaka with the Axe. Perhaps in the next fight, it's banking on a massive call from Miro. It needs to be more than one. It needs to be on these big targets, like, say, either the Lina or the Muerta, and both of them are just so far back. It's difficult for Miro to find that angle in.
In 9 Pandas, you can see how desperate times are. They're just constantly on the same side of the map. Just they can't move out of this area. It's the triangle. It's the right side of the map. Maybe up north if you can, but the thing is, if you go up to the northern side of the Dire Jungle, you're constantly getting caught by Sableye and Crit, so you'd rather not go there. So you're just stuck in this very small part of the map, being near your triangle. They're going to show up down in this bottom lane, but it's just TB illusions. Miero's around, but he does not want to show on the wave. He's not feeling it. And Shopify, they're having a look. They're baiting with Arteezy, hoping somebody comes in for the Aegis. Miero's gonna run south, but Crit... Oh, Crit... There's no way he knows. Miero, he's gonna avoid him this time.
Bail out, want to look for a safe spot in the map to farm up in. Maybe take the gate across. No, just gonna be clearing some camps. This is Shopify managing to get some invasion going for themselves. They get a little bit of sentries down to spot vision. None of that existing right now for 9 Pandas. No wards outside. So it's basically a dark map for the Dar side. You do have the Scotty coming in from Ramses rather soon, so you will at least have that power spike lined up for the Terrorblade. But oh my god, you've got the full Ags on Abed. You can just melt through the Terrorblade anyway. Doesn't matter. And you've got all the solutions here on Shopify Rebellion. They invade the Tormentor, get a free shard up for... Oh god, really? Artur gets it as well? And that Pierce the Veil with spell lifesteal, plus the additional spell amp, every kill under Pierce the Veil? That's insanity.
Yeah, because he needed it. Because he needed it. Exactly, why the hell not? Why does she get perma spell amp with this shard? Why is that required?
Yeah, why not? Right? You have like at max 8 seconds to let your team kill around you. So potentially in a 5-man wipe in that 8-second duration, you get what? Free 10% spell amp, rinse and repeat, 20%, 30%. All additive. It's not multiplicative, so Muerta gets a little bit silly.
So hold on. If you get to 100% theoretically, you can't go up, can you?
I'm pretty sure you could. I'm pretty sure you can.
Amazing.
It just keeps going. And because it's its own source, again, it's additive on itself. It's not multiplicative. It's not a reducing increase, if I recall right. It's just straight up +2 every single time. So it can get silly in these late game scenarios, and well, we're reaching that point. And again, this is why Muerta is one of the more insane heroes in late game. It's a really strong glass cannon, almost reminiscent of something like the PA, but works in a very different direction. Man, I'm just so curious. What is Kiyotaka up to, right? Like, there's some theory crafting with this bloody Shadow Wave thing, because you do an auto attack on the Shadow Wave bounces on enemies. Right, so theoretically, if he got something like a Maelstrom, perhaps that could work. If he got a Desolator, I think that works. We don't have the farm for Kiyotaka to really go into that. But, I don't know, like, I'm not sure when this Dazzle is going to pop off. He had a really good start with that First Blood, but since then, it's almost reminiscent of Game 1, right? That pacing from Kiyotaka with his Earth Spirit, where it's a slower early game, he manages to pop off a little bit later on, but both the Dazzle and the Earth, it's more early.
T2 top tower, not lasting very long. I'm not allowed to talk about this mid Dazzle, Jonathan, so I'm gonna keep myself out of this one. T2 top tower. It is gone. 9 Pandas, they'll just hang around the T3 tower just in case, but it doesn't seem like Shopify are even thinking about that. Still plenty of farm to be had. for their Muerta. And for 9 Pandas, they are desperately trying to get their own farm going at the moment. Ramses is second in net worth right now as the TB, but he kind of has that bit of a mismatch against his Muerta. And, well, Solo in the meantime looks like he's about to get caught. No crit. He found Kiyotaka. Kiyotaka, though, does avoid the stun of Saberlight, but it's still coming. The dead shot does connect. He has the Starbreaker. Solo has died. Kiyotaka is still running, and it looks like he might just make it out. In fact, Muero, he does show up. So does Ramses. They'll take down the Tusk, and that seems to be about it. 1 for 1 so far. Can they keep going? Arteezy on the run. They'll bring in Fly with the swap, so Fly will go down. Abed, he's sticking around. They look like they might want to turn a Saberlight. He has jumped in with the Starbreaker, and now 2 down already. They've got Muero and Antares. Ramses trying to run, trying to chase Abed, in fact, but he does get stunned up. So it seems like that's going to be about it for now. A 3 for 3. But I think any kind of even team fight is always good for 9 Pan.
Yeah, they certainly get a little bit more out in an even exchange. Managed to keep Ramses alive, get some good activity out on the Terrorblade. A really good angle for Abed, flying in from the cliff and getting that big LSA to provide him with that opening on the turnaround just a little bit. But not quite enough to fully punish. Just a little bit of a deep dive onto Kiyotaka without any additional control. The Dazzle is getting to that point where it is fairly annoying to deal with. And mind you, it's not quite the max level bad juju, but in these prolonged fights where Dazzle is allowed to cast his spells over and over and over again, that minus armor will stack up. And you do have a Terrorblade. It does enjoy having that debuff fly out to all of these heroes. So you have to be cautious about how far in you commit here on Shopify. And I like this from Ramses. I mean, he's just going defensive. He's got BKB Scotty. Could go for the Manta next, just have this spell on hand. You've got the full Dragon Lance up and running here on Kiyotaka. The full Hurricane Pike actually going for the Manta. Some more stats for this universal type to play with, which is always very funny. I'm wondering if he's going to buy his own shard out. It does feel like that additional control, but having that 1.6 second hex is massive.
Lane, I mean, they're right by Ramses and Antares. They don't know where they are, though. So they are smoking through the triangle. They'll go the opposite way now, towards the Dire Jungle instead. It's very hard with these smokes. The map's just so damn big. Solo gonna be spotted for a moment. Crit does make the jump in immediately, and Solo, well, he does have a Glimmer Cape, so he does survive a little bit longer, but not for long enough. Comes Kiyotaka. Arteezy, he will get called, but the Yule does save him for now, as it seems like Miero has gone a bit too far, and look at this damage output. My goodness. Just destroys him. I mean, Abed does save the day with that Yule's, mind you, because he did have the Blade Mail popped with the call, so Arteezy probably would have just killed himself there, but Abed, quick thinking, does save the day.
And he does. And that's kills for you to find with that shard up, 4% spell amp. Not silly yet. It's gonna get sillier. You have to remember, Pierce the Veil does turn your output into magical damage, so it technically becomes spell damage, I believe, so that's amplified up by this. It amplifies, I believe, the damage of Mjolnir bounce. So,
cool.
it just gets silly and silly. It's fun. It's fun, I think. I think that's the concept.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
I mean, you think Upheaval's fun, John, so I don't know if I can take your word for anything. I'll be frank with you.
It is a fun spell. And I'm sure Solo would really wish he could have played Warlock, but it's first phase banned against him. It's so fun. So fun, Mike. You should play Turbo Game sometime and try playing against this crap.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Gets even more fun. Tell you. Like, you're laning against Dazzle. Ugh.
Yeah. Speaking of that Dazzle, he's getting close to the Manta now. So it's like, he is becoming somewhat of a problem. Not at the stage you would have liked to see from a core Dazzle, I guess. You do rely on being heavily ahead in terms of XP and gold, but he's having that impact now, John, as long as he just doesn't get bursted. If he can stand back and just spam spells, he is happy.
I mean, he instantly clears out the creep wave as it is right now. So that's kind of insane how much farm he can find for himself. Good old Kiyotaka. He is second in net worth for his team, considering his start. Not too bad of a position to be in. And with Dazzle the way it does work right now, could theoretically just hold high ground for a very long time, just clearing out these waves. That is so dumb.
Certainly is. Here you go, Roshan time for Shopify Rebellion, it seems. 9 Pandas obviously not going to have a borrow this Roshan. Absolutely 0 point trying to go for this fight. Be too late anyway by the looks of it, even if they decided to go for it. Shopify have now secured Roshan. Cheese will go Saberlight's way. Arteezy will pick up the Aegis and immediately TPing back for the Wisdom Rune on top. He wants that level 20 talent. For 9 Pandas, again, it's just back to the drawing board, back to hitting creeps. There's nothing else to do for him at the moment. Ramses has gotten to the point where he's top of the net worth quarterly. So you are getting to a stage where Ramses could be a problem.
You are. Like he has a little bit more going for himself with the Sanj and Yasha. And I believe he's either going Daedalus or Silver Edge now as well. So he's going to have some ways of weaving in and out of these fights. I'm wondering how much this Manta will do for Kiyotaka. That's the big curiosity, as the full Silver Edge for Arteezy is done. And they will smoke off the back of that. Age is still fresh, of course. They can look to force something out here.
Go. Gonna try. Kiyotaka is the target. Solar Guardian will connect this time, and with the Laguna Blade, he is just destroyed. In fact, Saberlight, he is not done. He wants Antares on top. Celestial Hammer did actually land, but obviously not gonna look for the dive past the tier 3 tower. Not for a support kill. But they got the big one anyway. They got Kiyotaka down another time.
Some nice, quick, easy punishment. And, well, a nice, easy clear on a tier 2. They are looking to force something out here, though. Ooh,
Miro, he misses the call. Ramsey's preemptively popping the Metamorphosis, but Crit does not give a crap about that whatsoever because they're going right onto the TB. Back Miro's just gone. Arteezy, he'll just take down the TB to boot. Double kill for Arteezy. It might just be a triple. Solo will be the third. A BKB or not, he just hits like an absolute truck.
And he does. No, you can't sunder through that debuff immunity anymore, so you're stuck in a really hard position there for Ramses, just getting kited around. And they just run them down. Shopify, they're finding everything. With the Aegis still 3 minutes left, high ground is not a remote possibility. They're just going to force it in. And the Pandas, they need to get something going here. They need to get a big call. It's down to Miero. That's their initiation. Either a good swap or a big call coming out from this axe. Oh,
Kiyotaka. Oh, he can't afford to die. Swap out Antares. He's going to save for now. Kiyotaka, he'll make it up for another day. But Arteezy just going right in for the venge. Shallow Grave, though, is going to save. Arteezy actually getting rather low in terms of the HP pool. Still has the Aegis up. Doesn't really want to give this away for free. Still has plenty of time to come back if he wants. But no, Miero jumps in with the core with the Solar Guardian. It is going to be there, healing him up again. Miero, he's the one in danger. But there's your Shallow Grave out. He'll survive another day, but he can't get the TP off. Meanwhile, Saberlight jumping in. Kiyotaka's down. Arbit the one to claim the kill, and now they'll just snowball right in onto the Venge. Antares trapped up again. Could survive, but probably not. Though does swap him solo. Poor old Solo.
They call it.
They give up the old man. They've called the game. Shopify, they've got a 2-0 victory up again.